G'day guys, welcome to PBHQ Live. This is episode number 341. I'm Dwayne Nichols. Had a little bit of a false start there just before we got started. You may, if you were in nice and early, you might have got to see that. If you are joining in, tell me who you are and where you are and what your involvement was or is with paintball at the moment. Have you played recently? Are you playing recently? Is there an event you're looking forward to? Anything of the sort, you just drop it in the chat and we'll have a chat all about it. Jono Collins is in, the host of an event over the weekend. I'm already familiar with what Jono was up to this past weekend at Heartbreak Ridge, so I'll talk about that in a little more detail later in the show. Chris Dickens is in. I will also be talking about him later in the show. There will be a giveaway of a couple of products that he is behind and has helped organise. Connor Johnston from PB Athlete, Lance from CZ Factory in New Zealand is in, Matt Bishop from Dubbo is in as well. So thanks for joining in. If you can hit the thumbs up, the subscribe, the share, all of those things are helpful. So get amongst it, share the show around, and and if you've got something to chat about paintball related, well, I've got the show's busy-ish tonight, but not as busy as it has been. We can engage in a little bit of chit chat back and forth, of course, as well. Craig from the Adelaide Bounty Hunters is in, and Lachlan is in from PPG in Sydney. And I've actually got a little shout out for those guys in just a minute. So hang around for that one. Paintballshop.com, major sponsor of the show. Now, two things that they wanted to mention for tonight's show, and they don't have all of the information released and available just yet. Hopefully you'll see more tomorrow. But the first of the things that they wanted to announce is that the Freak XL barrel backs and barrel tips, they've just got those in a bunch of different colors. I think Mike said across the 11 or 12 different variants, it works out to be something like 88 or 90 barrel backs and barrel tips that he has in various color combos and ways that you can put them all together. So if you're looking to pick up a new barrel back or a barrel tip for your Freak kit in a different colorway, whatever the case might be, all of that is going to be arriving at paintballshop.com, or has just arrived, but will be all available very soon at paintballshop.com. So keep an eye out for those. And the other thing that they wanted to mention is that this coming weekend, they've got an Easter sale. It is running from Good Friday through until Monday, but what's involved in the sale, I don't even know yet. Usually, not 100% of the time, but a lot of the time, I get a bit of an insider, I guess you would say insider knowledge, or get tipped off a little bit early, like, hey, we're going to be doing 20% off on this, or 30% off on this, or whatever the case might be. No idea what they're planning for their Easter sale. All I know is that it's running Friday through Monday. The shop will be closed. The in-person physical store will be closed Friday, Sunday, Monday. If you're in Sydney, you will have the opportunity to head in on Saturday only, but I believe they're shutting early on Saturday as well. But the sale will be available to everyone online, so keep an eye out in the next couple of days for more details as far as that is concerned, what's involved in the sale, but that will all be coming up. Cooper from the Adelaide Bounty Hunters is in. Esteban from the Wicked Warriors is in at the moment as well, so thank you for joining in. And a quick shout out, and this is I do this, it's almost routine at this point, that if a Gladiator team is playing an event, they will find themselves on the podium. And again, the Adelaide Assassins out at Piano, we're going to be talking about the event in just a little bit, but they got the win on the weekend out in Adelaide at the Piano event. This was their second event. They played the Wagga 3-man, where they just missed out on playing finals, they would have just missed out on playing finals here at that event. And then their first 5-man event, though, the Adelaide Assassins get themselves a win over in Adelaide, and they're on quite the streak over there. It's probably been 2 years or maybe 2.5 years since they've lost a home event. I guess it's the onus is on everybody else out there at the moment. Teams like the Bounty Hunters, of which a few of the guys are in here at the moment. The onus is on you guys. You're the Adelaide Assassins are out in front, and it's just the rest of the pack chasing at this point, trying to keep up. with these guys. And the thing I like about that is that you see in that picture, if you're not familiar with the guys, there's a few of the experienced faces, but quite a few new ones as well. Cooper saying 99% off store wide, Lance saying 90% off markers, and Wimpy saying 50% off rotors and rosaries. Look, I don't know. If you want to contact Mike tomorrow and say that Cooper said there's 99% off, you can try your luck, but I can probably give you two answers. The polite one and the not so polite one that you'll probably hear back. But either way, they're going to result in the same thing, and that's you not getting 99% off anything. Chris Dickens is heading home from work at the moment and saying good luck on the giveaway. And yeah, if you are watching at the moment and you're in Queensland or WA, or if you're overseas in Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, that sort of area, and you're wondering why the show is on at a different time, daylight savings ended this over the weekend just gone here in New South Wales. So I know a few different states like WA, like Queensland, that don't do the daylight savings thing. That affects your time. 8 p.m. is always here, but a little bit different. Luke from Make It Rain saying the training day is on the 22nd of April at Dubbo Action Sports. So if you're out that way, it's only a couple of weeks away and you'll have a big training day out there in Dubbo. And Chris saying the Assassins boys are a great bunch, especially that Dave. Yeah, well, I mean, he was taught by the best, wasn't he, Chris? So of course he's a good bloke. And quick mention, Lachlan is in the TXBL. So the Thailand X-Ball League is coming up in May. The dates, I wonder if they're at the bottom of this little graphic here. No, they're not. If I just wiggle that around on your screen, I feel like it's like May 8th through 10th or something along those lines, or 6th and 7th. It's somewhere around there. Early May, the Thailand X-Ball League is coming up, and there is a team from here in Australia made up of guys from Sydney and Canberra that are making the trip over at the moment, and they have 5 rostered players. They're looking for additional players for that event. So if you're looking for a chance to have a little holiday in Thailand and tack on some paintball to that holiday, or you're looking to play paintball internationally and then work out a way once you're in Asia to kick on and travel around the rest of the world, or go elsewhere throughout Asia for a holiday, well, the guys are looking for players. I know Alex, I know Lachlan, met them at a couple of Canberra events now. Alex has been down and played here in Wagga events quite a bit and has since moved over to Thailand and is trying to get the guys over for the event. Great bunch of guys. They'll be competitive in Division 2 and have a good time. So it's an option for you guys to head over there if you are so interested. And Lachlan is saying 5th and 6th of May, literally anyone is welcome to come along. Yeah, the guys, and the best thing about PPG, they do this with their M's team that they started a couple of years ago, and now their team that's progressed in the semi-pro division is they're just trying to get people involved in the game. Some teams at a semi-pro level or a Division 2 level, they would pick the eyes out of the best M's teams. They would try to get the best players by sort of any means necessary, I suppose you would say. That's not the case for these guys. If you want to play and jump on and have a good time with a good bunch of dudes, well, yeah, get in touch with me. I can get you in touch with them, and you can make you over for the trip. James Rich is in at the moment. Jordan is in at the moment. And Fizz saying, what division? They're playing in Division 2, and I believe there is only 2 divisions at the event. So that is my understanding of it at the moment. So yeah, if you want to jump in and have some fun, by all means. Results. Piano was on in South Australia over the weekend. As mentioned, the Adelaide Assassins got the win. Photo from Carter Photography, not my son Carter, although he has taken a real interest in cameras lately. I believe it is Michael Carter out there in South Australia who's been taking some photos along with the Assassins guys and at events more recently. So again, as I mentioned, the Adelaide Assassins, they're the top of the pack out there. Chaos, some old school ballers who've been around a long time, got the 2nd place, and Bounty Hunters, the newest team in South Australia, got themselves 3rd. Adelaide Assassins had a couple of new faces out there playing just their first or second speedball event, mixed in with some of their experienced guys. I imagine if the Assassins got everybody that they've got available to them out at the field at one time, they could probably have 3 teams across an event like Pyano. They've had so many players. If everyone was healthy and available and had the funds, because looking at the photo of the team that won the event, there was a lot of names missing, including Ryan, the captain. Bryce wasn't there. Dave Shelders, who's sort of nursing a bit of an injury. Johnny Martin, who I'd just seen, I seen them put up a post that he had surgery on his leg. And I didn't know the circumstances, and I went to Johnny's Facebook page, and he did himself a bit of a mischief on the trampoline just a couple of weeks ago that resulted in it looked like a tibia or fibula breakdown in his lower leg that required a bit of surgery. So yeah, hopefully Johnny's on the mend and doing okay. So yeah, they've got a lot of top line talent out from the Assassins, and they're still winning the events there. So yeah, hopefully those other teams can come up to the level of the guys and start taking some wins away from them. Lachlan confirms that it is Div 1 and 2 only, and Wimpy saying that Chaos are the best team to be on. Yeah, but if you will, and you wake up on Saturday and probably realize that the event is Saturday, but you were planning on being there Sunday, Chaos is a team that you aren't on, it turns out, by forgetting to get to the event on the Saturday. Jordan saying going outside is dangerous. Yeah, well, I tell you, my trampoline out the back, I grew up and spent more time on my trampoline out the back than I did inside, and I'm 34 now, and I still go out on the trampoline and try and show off in front of my son and do flips and all sorts of dumb stuff. And after watching and more so hearing Johnny's video, yeah, I don't know if I'm that keen to just keep doing that. Look pretty brutal. So yeah, man, look after yourself out there. It can happen to anybody. Trembombolines are dangerous, Chris. Me and my friend Homer totally agree. So yeah, that was the event. Heard it was fun. Heard it was wrapped up pretty quick. I spoke to Ash today, who wasn't out at the event but helps organise all the events. And he said he only got good reports back from the event as well. So I hope that's the case. Photos look good. There's a few photos up on the Playing the Piano page if you wanted to go and check that one out. And yeah, hopefully we can just see more and more growth in the South Australian scene. Maybe some of those Victorian teams that used to travel over there can to make the trip over again as well in a perfect world. So that was the Pyano event in South Australia over the weekend. The other event that happened was here in New South Wales at Heartbreak Ridge Paintball. This is, to my knowledge, and Jono can maybe correct me, this is the first event at Heartbreak Ridge outside of they had the Bushball Masters a little bit earlier in the year in a number of years, obviously other than running social games. They've got a bit of a calendar together, and Jono's starting to put events on. Got the Bush Pigs out the ref, got SWAT, Top Hat Jokers, the Wicked Assassins, so some of the bigger names in the Sydney paintball scene out to play at the event, including Heartbreak Ridge, their HBR local team as well, which is really cool to see. SWAT got the win, HBR second, Top Hat third, Assassins fourth. This was a bit of a test event from what Jono sort of told me when he was down here at the Wagga 3 Man, just to see how things would play out and how they would work. All reports it was good, including entry and paint. Most people were up for between $100 and $150, being a mech event or an electro capped at 6 balls per second. The paint bills weren't huge. I think the players would appreciate that. I spoke to Mike Wybrew on the phone. He said that it was just a good, fun day's paintball with a good group of people. And I personally think that there is a massive hole in the calendar for events that are more geared towards fun and the social aspect rather than the competitive aspect. You try to find that balance somewhere. when you're an event organizer. And of course, there's always going to be the Super 7s or the NXL, which are events for the competitive side. And then there's events like the Wagga 3-man and like this 7-man at Heartbreak Ridge, which are there more for the social aspects. I'm all for it. What do we got here? Chris, I liked meeting the HBR guys when they came down. Yeah, I thought they were a great bunch of guys too. And considering when they played the Wagga 3-man, some of them, it was like their second time on a sup air field ever. I think they've got like untapped potential of how good they can be. And Namoski saying, I would like a Wagga team to play piano. Well, there was plans for that in 2019 or 2020, and it never happened for whether it was pre-COVID or during COVID, I can't remember. But yeah, if we could ever make that happen, I think we should. And Cooper saying, was an amazing day. The refs from Refs Inc. were amazing. He's talking about piano. Had amazing people there to view. Punters rocked up at the end of the day as well. And Jono just pointing out, and I was going to mention this, that SWAT did lose both of their games to HBR, but they didn't have a final or finals as such. It was based on your scores from earlier in the day, and SWAT were at the top from their other results. So HBR had a real opportunity there to knock SWAT off of their mechanical event win run that they've been on, which has gone over a couple of years now. So hopefully the next time there's a 7-man, or maybe the Yarra 10-man, the HBR crew can get out there and beat SWAT again and knock them off their perch. So I guess we'll see. Damon saying, would love to play shooty ball in Thailand. Yeah, well, there's an opportunity there. There's a spot on a team. And Craig is saying, getting keen for the next round of 7s. Flights booked this time. Well, that's good. At least they're not driving 15 hours from Adelaide to Sydney this time around. They've got a plane, this new fandangled technology that will get them there in an hour, and they've hired a car. So, yeah, good idea. And they've got some fresh guys that they've got to whip into gear, he says, to get prepared. So, well, yeah, you've got a fair result to follow up from the first event, mate. So best of luck to you guys out there. I think Super 7s rolls around again in about May sometime. Mid to late May, I believe, is when it's all happening. So you'll see the guys out there for that one. I have to do a giveaway. I mentioned it at the start of the show. You can see it just down here. The Plague tank vents. Chris Dickens is not watching at the moment as he is on his way home over in Perth from work, but he is the man behind the tank vent. And I was thoughtful enough and prepared enough, prepared enough to actually bring one as a demo. So if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about when I mention tank vent, this thing here screwed onto the top of my tank, my Gladiator tank, by the way, gives you the option to, let me see if I can spin this around so you can see it. Little vent on top, porting valve there. So you can this never sounds good through a microphone, I'm sure, but twist that down, dumps the air out of your tank. So if you have a flight to get on, like the guys from Adelaide, from the Bounty Hunters, and your tank needs to be empty, reg off usually when you are traveling, you can use the tank vent, dump all the air safely and quickly so that you can get on your flight. And if you're like me and you can leave, you can probably see if that focuses, you leave the air in your tank, well, it doubles as a nice little thread saver. Now, mine is the V1 version of these. There is another version that Dickens has done that's a little more technical than this. Got a little gauge on there too so that you can see the pressure of your tank. Let me just dump that back around there. So that's what I'm going to be giving away, is the version 2, not the version that I've got. If you would like the version that I've got, they're just $30 or $40 shipped anywhere in Australia. The version that I'll be giving away, the version 2, and you see on the photo down here, it's got the little gauge on there. They are available for $50 or $60 to be shipped anywhere in the country. Now, going to be doing this giveaway. Spin it up 3 times. If your names are in the spots 1 through 5, I'll get in touch with you. Dickens will send them out this week. He's already got the postage stuff all organized. But just as a side note, Chris Dickens is a patron supporter of the show, meaning that his name is in this giant list of names that will be spinning around. So if he happens to fall in the number 1 through 5 spot, he's not going to win his own product. So I had the idea. He wears jersey number 11 when he plays. So if his name appears in the 1 through 5 slots after 3 spins, rather than him winning the prize, whoever is in the number 11 slot will win the prize. So, giveaway. Got it set up right here. You can see it on your screen now. All these people's names in the list. There will be 3 rounds. So I'll click begin giveaway here. And I have to re-click it there. So round 1, these are the 5 people at the moment. But that doesn't matter because we have to spin it around a couple more times. So next round, a couple more. Would have been a couple of winners here in Wagga if that was the case. But final round, big red button. Let's spin it up. And Jesse Burke, Dylan, James, who was in the chat not that long ago. Hopefully he is still in there. Russell in New Zealand, who was also in the chat not that long ago. And Rebecca Jones. So all of those people will be getting themselves a tank vent. If you are watching right now, you can send me your address and I'll pass that on to Dickens and he will get it out to you. If you're not watching at the moment and watching this back tomorrow morning and I've not already messaged you, well, you can get in touch with me and send your address over and we'll get out your prize. But congratulations to Jesse, Dylan, James, Russell and Beck on picking up one of the cooler prizes for the year. Such a handy bit of gear for you to own. Wimpy saying all our amps go to 11. Yeah, nice. I like it. Customs hate tanks, especially with the reg attached. Yeah, I have heard of people, even with dumping the air out of their tank and leaving the reg on, having their tanks, well, stolen's not the word, but taken away. So make sure whenever you travel on a plane that you do the right thing. Dump the air, ditch the reg, just to be on the safe side. Your air tank is it's a couple of $100 worth of gear. You don't want to be losing it for something so simple. So yeah, congrats to all the winners there. I imagine if it leaves Perth later this week, even considering taking into the factor the Easter break, I imagine you'll see it early next week. So that is the prizes all done, and the only other thing that I have to get through tonight is a preview for the event happening in New Zealand this weekend, and that is the New Zealand Race Series at Arena Paintball in Feilding, New Zealand. 8 teams are competing. They had space for 10. They had a $1,500 prize pool that was only going to be a $1,500 prize pool if 10 teams signed up, but Dave Hopkins confirmed earlier today is keeping the prize pool the same, even though there is only 8 teams competing. 10-minute clock, Mercy 3, Hopper and 4 pods for the format. The paint prices, the entry prices, just about everything over in New Zealand is so affordable. A massive hallmark of the way that Dave does things over there is the value for money that you get. This will be the first event on their incredible synthetic turf field. It will be the best in either Australia or New Zealand. I'll probably have to give away my self-proclaimed crown as the best turf field, just looking at the photos of Dave's. And there's every chance that it's going to be amongst the best turf fields in the world, knowing the budget and the effort and the time and the crew that Dave got in to do the job. Well, yeah, it's on par with some of the best sporting pitches worldwide, paintball or otherwise. So, yeah, that will be exciting to see. And that is happening over the Easter weekend that's coming up this weekend, obviously. Which brings me just quickly, and they do have a field layout released. If you are playing that, you've just got to jump over to the New Zealand or the Arena Paintball page and you'll see that the layout that they are using. Events also coming up in the next couple of weeks after Easter, and it's important that you see them there. The Brisbane Paintball League is one. That's a photo of the turf, and that was when it wasn't even complete at the time, already looking absolutely incredible. So yeah, the Bushball Masters is coming up, and the Queensland event as well, which sits at 6 teams, possibly 7 up there in Queensland at the moment. It is important that you notice those events and you get in touch with them if you want to play and register now, because I won't be here next week to remind you. From tomorrow, the family is jumping in the car. We're heading down south of the border into Mexico to go to Melbourne and Ballarat for a few days. I will be back late next Monday, but not in time to do PBHQ. So I hope that everybody has a great week, an enjoyable Easter. If you, like us, are traveling, take it easy, be safe, and join me in a fortnight's time. So not next Monday, but the following Monday for PBHQ again, where we will talk about the event from New Zealand over the Easter weekend, as well as the results from the Bushball Masters and the Queensland event that are coming up. Lachlan saying the NXL ACT, the end of the month. Yes, Asylum is trying to get a team together for that. Lance is saying come on over to New Zealand for the Labour weekend event. And Cooper saying wouldn't mind playing in New Zealand. It does look pretty nice. Yes, New Zealand's an unbelievable country. I've been over a handful of times. Love it. My dad's from New Zealand. I've got extra excuses to go over there. Both islands, absolutely beautiful. Encourage you to go. Craig saying they sniffed his tank last sevens you were there. That's unusual. And Hampus is watching at the moment, but rocked up late. Just send me a note from your parents and you can watch it all back. As soon as I hit the end stream button in here, it's live on YouTube forever, presumably forever, until people stop watching. So jump over and watch the whole show back in its entirety and hear all the nice things that I said about the Adelaide Assassins, but not about you in particular, Hampus, just by more being forgetful. I didn't really mention anyone. All right, I think that's everything that I've got to get through. Oh, no, let me finish with this. Some birthdays. Renee, Anel, Liam, Jordan, who is or was in the chat just recently. I'm almost certain that I've seen Jordan's name in the chat. And Braden Rennie, all celebrating birthdays. Great photo, by the way, of Anel. What you can't see, given the way that I cropped this, is just on the outskirts of the photo. And I don't know why. Is you can see the ball that's just left the barrel. Kayla Woodham, one of the best in the business when it comes to media in the country, and Anel, one of the best in the business when it comes to matching your playing jersey to your marker, to your goggles, to your headwear. So shout out to Anel for that one, and happy birthday to everyone. Even the tank cover, I just noticed on the back, is all color coordinated. Quality job there. Righto, guys, have a great week. Enjoy your Easter, and I'll see you in a fortnight. Bye.